Call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone to rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This won't be long because I got to get back to the plantation. But I saw this and I wanted to couple it with a conversation I was overhearing a couple of days ago with these Jakes, saying, so basically they were talking about being zealots, like, being, starting a revolution, and it's like, if black people could all just come together, if we can fight this, we can, this meaning the current rulership, Job 9:24, the wicked, with the abominable snowman, who he claims to be the color of snow, but he's more like the color of uncooked swine. But they were just having this conversation, and he was like, if we can get our black veterans on board, we can do this. And I said nothing. I'm not going to get in other people's business, but I just laughed because I've had the opportunity to be on both sides, and I've seen some things, and I've seen some equipment that I'm not really going to discuss, but the Lord built this man up, okay? Via prophecy is why he is able to do the things he can do and what he's currently doing, and all the way up until that implementation of the MARK. He's going to be able to do that, but the Lord is going to come and shut everything down. That's why in the scriptures it says he beheld Babylon fell, right, in 1 hour. So before we let this play, hold on, because this is the same thing. I pulled it up, right? This is the Pegasus. This thing, they've been working on this thing for the last 20 years, all right? And wait, okay, hold on, because I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. What was I saying? Damn. In 1 hour, right? That's what we need. All right, so that's Revelation 18 and 17. So we'll get that because I have one more that I had queued up that I was reading last night that also will fall in line with this. Revelation 18, and straight to the point, we're going to go to 17. Actually, no, we're going to do 16. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, decked with gold and precious stones, right? And the scarlet and purple are colors of royalty, and scarlet would be a little derivative of, a derivative of red. So, key in on that when you hear red and crimson and that great red dragon, right? All right, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all company in ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Right? So America has a big, big, big influence on the world, especially New York being the influential capital, which is prophetic in itself that this truth came out of New York, or in that general area. It came right out of the mouth of the beast, or I'm sorry, not the beast, the whore that rides on the back of the beast. But, or should I say, where the wine was being poured out from New York, because the rest of these nations have drunk of the wine, and now they are feeling the effects of it, and they are going to fall just as Babylon the Great is on its way down as well. And okay, so we did 1 hour, and then I think that was it. So I'm gonna let this run a little bit, because I think it's about 4 minutes long, and I didn't want, you can go look this thing up on your own. I just wanted to make it a point that the Lord set this man up. So just as the Lord told us going into the initial Babylonian captivity, that this is because you screwed up, or we screwed up as a people. So when Babylon come, you going into captivity, all right? Don't even try to fight it. You're going, roughly paraphrased. And the Lord said he put him up. The Lord put put Nebuchadnezzar in charge. All right, so the Lord buildeth nations and he teareth them down.
Now that's a Predator drone. It was taken at a secretive United States Air Force base in New Mexico. Predator drones you've seen, right? You've seen them on TV, you've seen them in the newspapers. They're old. They're 20 years old, the technology. This is, I mean, it looks very scary when the Spiegel and the ARD write modern technology and the guys in the joystick and killing people and Taliban and Afghanistan far away. But that's what a modern drone looks like. This is not a Predator, this is a Pegasus. It's an X-47B. It's owned by the Navy. It's a jet-powered machine, not like a propeller-driven Predator. It goes 2,000 miles into enemy territory. It carries 2,000 kilos worth of explosives. And it's run by artificial intelligence. It starts alone, flies its mission alone, comes back alone, and here's the clue, it lands all by itself on an aircraft carrier. Talk to any pilot you've ever met. What's the most difficult landing area you can possibly imagine? They say it's an aircraft carrier. Short runway, things moving, very hard. This thinking drone can do it. But here are the two keys to Pegasus. Pegasus is invisible. Now, I'm not talking about stealth and being invisible to radar. I'm talking about invisible to the human eye. And you won't find this in any newspaper anywhere. It's invisible to the human eye because the bottom has an LED layer on it, and the top has cameras, which have been removed here in the picture, which film the sky, and they project at the bottom a live picture of the clouds up above the aircraft, and you can hardly...
Now, when I tell you billions upon billions of dollars have gone into this, because they always have money for war. But this country from the inside out is just rotting. But that's another point for another day. But these are some of the things that have been released. So there are things that people don't even know about that, because this devil was blessed with the sword. So these are the things that he has. And when I heard those Jakes talking, that they actually had a fighting chance, two things came to mind. One, now you've just, and of course they probably don't believe, but of course you've just you've negated, one, the sacrifice of Yahushua, and two, or one, with that being the need for salvation and to be made right, and two, I just laughed because they have no earthly idea. You cannot go up against this devil with the guns that are out here on the street. And I've seen them I've seen certain things in action. And let's not put it past an untamed animal, because they've bombed black communities before. All right. So who's to say that they wouldn't do the same again? So those that are obedient, we are looking for protection because we understand. And, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that, those of you who are listening and learning, preaching and teaching, or you hear this, you're blessed to understand that there is no other way out. That is a second way. You are climbing up another way if you think that you can fight this devil on his turf. Your gift is faith. Your gift is spiritual. Now, there will be some physical aspects that come later on, the spiritual power and the manipulations of the elements, which sounds far-fetched if you're new. But, if you're an anime fan like I am, you understand they got that inspiration from somewhere. Yes, Ecclesiastes 33. And that's why they need all these things, because they are trying to, one, combat the second coming of Yahushua, whom you ignorantly refer to, or whom the rest of the world ignorantly refers to as Jesus, being sent by his Father, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly refers to as God, just simply God, as in a title. Yahweh meaning he is or he exists, Bahashim in the name of, Yahushai meaning he saves or he delivers, because Yahweh has always used a man to do or to execute his will on the earth, whether it was to write the scriptures, whether it was to deliver his people from the manifold captivities that we went in because we went off and then turned around and repented. He has also used man, like I said again, as inspiration of the scriptures. So all scripture is inspired by. Before I read this, let's get that. Yes. Is that Thessalonians? 2 Timothy 3:16. I don't want to pull it off of that one, so I'm going to just read it here, okay? All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine and for reproof and for correction and for instruction uh, in righteousness, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And it's very easy if you are given the Spirit and you're actually applying these scriptures, that you can make this thing, you can weave this into the fabric, the very fabric of your everyday life, and watch your quality improve. And that's not to say that you're not suffering because you are behind enemy lines and you are in captivity. But reading the scriptures, it will teach you how to navigate, and you can avoid some unnecessary situations had you not known what the scripture says, because it says to search these scriptures daily. And if you're not, repent and just keep doing it. Give it a concerted effort. We ought to be reading daily, doing our best to be reading daily. And I'm guilty of it too. And now at some point, or at one point in the past, I would go weeks, months without reading the scriptures, and now it just don't feel right if you're not doing it. All right. So the point that I was trying to get, Ecclesiasticus, also known as SIRACH, chapter 33, at the very top. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth Yahweh, but in temptation, even again he will deliver him. A wise man hateth not the law. A wise man hateth not the law. Did we not just read that the scripture was good for reproof? All right, inspired by Yahweh, because Yahweh uses man to execute his will on the earth. He uses man to bring kingdoms into fruition. He uses man to destroy kingdoms. And on the flip, he is omnipotent and has the spiritual demon Satan to conduct that perfect balance of good and evil. And he uses man to do the evil. And who is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on this earth? Because the Lord has his chosen people here, and you got the vessel that is fitted for dishonor, right? Fitted for destruction. E, the abominable snowman. Let's see. Actually, man, where is that? Well, we can actually grab it there. End it there. Willing to show his power. One vessel fitted. One vessel. Oop, that ain't how you do it. Boom. And I read Romans the other day. Romans 9:21. So let's get that. And we'll end it there. So all of these weapons and all of these things that are coming to pass, be on the lookout, because you're going to have a bunch of foolish jakes thinking that they can go head to head with this devil in his realm, in his blessing. And that is where you get the, 2nd Ezra 15 with the race wars, and the civil wars, and neighbor going against neighbor, because there's going to be a lack of food. You have the planned, the year of the poly crisis. All of these things, everything is going to come to a head. All of it. And ultimately, it is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, who gave it the okay, because it was written and it has to come to pass, because his word will not return unto him void. 9:21, and we'll end it there. All right. Actually, 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. In the same way he rose up Pharaoh, he raised up the modern day Pharaoh. All right, and he gonna tear him down just the same. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will have mercy, and whom he will hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Right? So it's like, well, if God's telling him to do it, why is he, putting him at fault? Hey, at the end of the day, this is the story of the creator, right? This is he is the ultimate director. If this is how it goes, this is how it goes. Therefore hath he mercy. Okay, I read that. Oh, and I read 19. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh? Shall the thing formed say unto him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Okay. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? Which is what he's currently doing. But that little season that he has to go out and deceive the nations, right? According to in the book of Revelation, he got, he's going to go out and to deceive the nations for a little season. That's coming to an end. And the Lord put up with it. He had showing long suffering and put up with his mess just so he can build that cup of iniquity all the way until it tips over. And then you, Lamentations 4, you will be flipped on your head. And you are going to be on the bottom. You will be the tail as you should be, and we shall be the head. We mean the so-called Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans who are the Israelites. Give me Lamentations. Nope. 21. Rejoice and be glad. And that's the Lord talking to us. And now he's saying, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz, the cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. And we on our way to that being completely accomplished pretty soon. But we got to go through Jacob's trouble. There's going to be a suffering. There's going to be mass death, mass confusion, mass destruction, all kind of different things coming. But Yahweh Shai already prayed for us that we would be, and I say us humbly, that we would be kept through it. All right, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. How do you spell lightning in Old English? There we go. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, shines into the west, also the coming Son of Man be. So yeah, we got that. Let's see. Luke 10. So that's Satan being the physical manifestation. So, or the physical manifestation here on this earth would be Esau, Edom, and he is in rulership, and he will be cast down out of rulership that quickly. He's going to fall like lightning. That's Luke 10 and 18. That's what I was looking for. All right, so there's not that bugged out Christian doctrine where he actually drew angels, right? As in he has power to defy what Yahweh told him to do. No. This is a physical manifestation on this earth where Esau, Edom, who is currently in the ruling seat, will be cast down and he will be going into slavery. That's why the scriptures say unto us to render unto him double. All right. So with that being said, I guess this is just a various topic kind of thing. I thought that I was going to stick to what I said in the beginning, but hey, we brought scripture out, and I pray that you were